Alright, here's a quick introduction into our histogram maker. And this first page, notice there's two different sheets. Okay, there's the fake one and the real one. The real one's the one you'll use to make your own. This one is just to play with to understand how it works. Basically, I just I created, there's actually a formula that chooses random numbers between 1 and 2000. And I picked 500 of them just to have some data to work with, and you'll notice they're truly random numbers. They're not they don't make a normal distribution or anything. But let me show you how this works. Right here, choose the number of classes you want, which is essentially the number of bars that you want in the histogram. And right now I've got it selected at 25, so there's 25 bars going across. And in this chart right here, we got the class limits, the boundaries, and the frequency, and then there's 25 rows. If you scroll down, you'll see there's 25 rows. Now that's probably way more than we would ever want to do, but I wanted to create it so that it was flexible. Alright, so here we go. Let's say that we only wanted 7 classes, like Dr. Guy gives us as examples. So type in 7, hit enter, and watch what happens. Okay, that's the only thing that you did, and everything else changes. So if you'll notice down here, once we get past the 7th class number, there's one more data point just because of the way it got divided up, pardon me. And so we actually have 8 classes. So it's not perfect, okay, and that's okay. But to get the graph to match our histogram, to match, click on one of the blue bars, okay, and you'll notice that over here these light up, these the frequency and the class limits. And so basically what you want to do is go down to the bottom and just grab one of the corners, click, and then just drag it up to the 7th or 8th class, click, drag it up to 7 or 8, whichever one you want, and then it automatically adjusts everything and you're ready to go. And if the graph is too big or too wide and you don't like that, take the corner, stretch it back, you can scrunch it up, and probably I would suggest you do all of this adjusting before you copy and paste into your homework. But putting it all back, okay, right there, and then let's go, say, let's midway, let's do 13 classes. Okay, notice that this didn't change because we'd need to go down here and click, drag down to the 13th row, click, drag down to the 13th row, and then we've got all of our bars. Okay, and by the way, every time I hit enter or F9 will regenerate the random numbers here, so that kind of makes the histogram change a lot, but it's all automatic. The only thing you have to mess with is how many classes. It takes care of figuring out what the low value, high value, the range, your class width, it does all that, calculates all of this stuff and makes the histogram. So then all you have to do is, once you've decided that you like how it looks, then adjust how big your graph is. You know, adjust this and adjust the data. Okay, so let's go to the real guy. I have plugged in for this video the age data. Okay, so 8,000 data points in here. Now, your data and the one that I'm attaching to your email only has about 500 spaces in the data. You read this yellow space over here, and basically what you'll need to do is copy paste your data into this column, whatever your data is that you want to make the histogram of, and then go up to formulas, name manager, and then under name manager, right there where it says data, not the fake data but the real one, the data, notice down here it says B2, and notice the dollar signs because it's locked. Okay, so B2, what you want to do is type in right here the row of your last data point. So that's what this yellow box is pointing to. So for example, if I only had 500 data points, then it would be like row 502 or something down here. Okay, and then you just type that in and hit enter, close that, and then start playing with how many classes you want. And this is honestly what I did to create the histogram, because I didn't like 7. So let's type in 7 and see what it looks like. And that's what it looks like. So if you click on one of the blue bars and adjust these columns so that there's not so many showing. Okay, so let's go up to 7 and 7. I just personally didn't care for the looks. And then of course I'm going to want to make this smaller to get the bars skinnier, etc., etc. And that's how you can grab and drag and pull and all that. And it just sort of doesn't show enough of what the data looks like. But if I put it back, I'm going to do Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, undo, 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 and one more time. We're back to this. With 25 classes, look how it is a nice little bell curve. And that's not even what I did for the homework. I think on my homework I did 12 or 13 classes, or no, maybe it was 17 classes. There we go. Yeah, it was kind of like that. And that's kind of how I decided mine would look. Okay. Now, an interesting thing, even though I said that this only works up for 20 to 25 classes, that's true because I only have 25 rows here, but you can always copy if you want to do a heck of a lot more classes in some data set. You certainly could. All you have to do is copy, all these formulas, just drag them down a little further and then make sure your chart covers all of it. But this is kind of a cool deal. If I chose 50, which matches the range, or if I chose 46, which is exactly how many ages there are, let's say it's 46, look at the data. That means that each column is a single age. Okay, and so look how pretty that is. I know, I'm a math person, but look how normally distributed that is up to the 40 years old, 39-year-old, and then we've got the outliers out here to the right are positively skewed. So anyway, hopefully this will make, playing with how many classes you've got in something, whether or not you're going to, have 11 classes, or I keep picking odd numbers just because Dr. Guy suggested odds, but I don't suppose that it really matters, odd or even, so 12 classes, just kind of play with it yourselves, and you can't hurt anything, and if you mess it up or whatever, I can always give you a new ready to go folder or file. So anyway, I hope this helps, and this is in the email. Let me know if you have any questions.